We have some major breaking news. It has been announced that Denny Hamlin will miss the NASCAR Cup Series race at Mexico City, and Ryan Truex will substitute for him this weekend in Mexico. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive and major breaking news this afternoon, as it has been announced and confirmed that Denny Hamlin will miss the NASCAR Cup Series race this weekend in Mexico City. So here's what was reported by Joe Gibbs Racing. News: Denny Hamlin will miss Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race in Mexico City. We will apply for a waiver to maintain his status for the 2025 playoffs. In Denny's absence, Ryan Truex will pilot the number 11 Yahoo Toyota this weekend. Denny Hamlin has stated earlier this week that if his child had not been born by the time the charter flights were going to leave on Thursday, he has stated that he was going to miss the NASCAR Cup Series race because his son has not been born at this time and moment. Denny Hamlin has made the decision to go ahead and stay behind to take care of his family. He has stated publicly that family comes first before going and racing. I think Denny Hamlin is absolutely making the right decision here, and this is a no-brainer. If we were going to like Darlington or maybe like Charlotte or somewhere closer to home, I think Denny Hamlin would not have missed the race. But because we are going to Mexico City, which of course he has won there previously in the NASCAR Xfinity Series back in 2006, I think Denny Hamlin decided to go ahead and stay home. And you look at Denny Hamlin historically right here, Denny Hamlin has always been has not been that good at road courses in the next-gen era. He has like a 20.2 or 20.3 average finish, which is like 25th best average in the NASCAR Cup Series of all the full-time drivers, being the bottom third of the full-time field. But also Denny Hamlin has only scored, I think, one top 10 finish in road courses in the next-gen era. We've had like 20 or 22 of them. He's only scored like one or two top 10 finishes in the next-gen era at road courses. So I think that's another big reason why Denny Hamlin is not going to be going this time around. And I think that, again, as much as I think racing is really important to Denny Hamlin and he wants to be very, very competitive, family comes first. Now, a big question many of you are going to be asking is, will Denny Hamlin be able to receive a waiver? Yes, absolutely. Yes, NASCAR did change a lot of rules in regards to the waivers for 2025. Basically, the Kyle Larson rule after Kyle Larson did not start the Co 600 after running the Indy 500. But one thing that was in the waiver rules was birth of child. If a child was born in the family, that would count as a medical reason. So Denny Hamlin would be able to receive a waiver. If they didn't give him a waiver, that would be a really, really bad decision. But this is one of those exceptional cases where Denny Hamlin would be able to receive a waiver. So if you are a Denny Hamlin fan, you probably should be really happy about that. And of course, Denny Hamlin has had a really, really good season. He's not only won one, but three NASCAR Cup Series races this year. Of course, he won most recently in Michigan, picked up the win at Martinsville, and also won at Darlington, beating William Byron, who had dominated the majority of that event. And I think Denny Hamlin's making this decision because we're going to road courses where he hasn't been as good in the last couple of years. As for a standby driver, Ryan Truex will make his first NASCAR Cup Series start in quite some time. I do not remember the last time Ryan Truex competed in the NASCAR Cup Series. It was like maybe like 2016 or 2017 or something like that. Of course, Ryan Truex has been the reserve driver for Joe Gibbs Racing over the last year. He made select starts in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2024, where of course he drove the number 20 car and picked up 2 victories that season. A pretty dominating win at Dover Motor Speedway, holding off a hard-charging Carson Quaffle to pick up that win, and also won at Daytona, a super speedway like his brother Mark Truex Jr. did in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I think Ryan Truex is a really good driver. He's very, very underrated in my opinion, and I really wish that Joe Gibbs would have given him a full-time opportunity. But this is going to be the best opportunity that Ryan Truex has at least had in his NASCAR Cup Series career. He is going to be in very, very competitive equipment, and I think that Ryan Truex will actually do better than Denny Hamlin this time around at Mexico City. They're going to have really fast cars. The Joe Gibbs Racing cars historically have been really good at road courses. You look at Chase Briscoe, how strong he was at COTA, and you look at Christopher Bell, the most recent winner in a road course at Circuit of the Americas. So he's going to have a lot of good competition in that event. Shaman Gisbergen's the odds-on favorite. Kyle Busch is going to be one to watch. He won for JGR in Xfinity back in 2008. I expect Kyle Busch to be a major factor for the win. His teammate Christopher Bell is going to be really, really strong. I expect Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson and but maybe Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick to be up there going for the victory at the end of the day. And I do think AJ Allmendinger is going to be a really big factor. Michael McDowell, who has prior experience in racing in IMSA back in the mid-2000s, I think he's going to have a great chance and opportunity there. But going back to Denny Hamlin, this is going to be the first time that Denny Hamlin, I believe, has missed a NASCAR Cup Series race since 2014 at Auto Club, when I believe Sam Hornish Jr. has substituted for him at the time. The driver, funny enough, that won that race was Kyle Busch. And there's a lot of momentum around Kyle Busch maybe being a factor to go to victory lane this time around. I think this is still nonetheless a fantastic opportunity for Ryan Truex to be behind the wheel of the race car this weekend. I really do believe that Ryan Truex will do a very, very good job behind the wheel. And as for Denny Hamlin, like I said, he is going to get a waiver. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to go ahead and hand him over a waiver for this, because again, it's one of those things in the requirements and the medical side of things where they're going to go ahead and allow it to happen. So if you're a Denny Hamlin fan, like I mentioned a second ago, this is a really, really big deal. And probably by the time I'm done uploading this video, or many of you probably seen this, there's probably been already a decision that has been granted on that front. This isn't some of the situations where someone is skipping because of like a reason to go race in another series, even though Denny Hamlin is carrying a lawsuit. Now, a lot of people think, oh, Denny Hamlin probably won't get a waiver here because he's part of a lawsuit against NASCAR with the 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports lawsuit that's going on against NASCAR. But this would be a terrible look on NASCAR's part if they could not give Denny Hamlin a waiver at this time. This is a smart decision. Again, I think racing is very important to many of us, right? But the most important thing to many of us, including myself, is family. Family is the number one important thing, and Denny Hamlin has absolutely taken the right priorities in this situation to go ahead and spend a lot more time with this family. I think this is really the only decision that could have been made for Denny Hamlin at this particular point. I think if Denny Hamlin had missed, a lot of people would have been mad at him. I don't think it would have been a win-win situation. I know there's some Denny Hamlin fans that are also not going to be happy that Denny Hamlin isn't racing, including people who are from Mexico. But at the same time, I think also a lot of people are truly going to understand why Denny Hamlin is making this decision. He's had Ryan Truex on standby the last couple weeks. We thought he might miss a race in Michigan. We might thought he may miss a race at Nashville a few weeks back. But because Denny Hamlin also has picked up a win recently, I think that's another major reason why Denny Hamlin is going ahead and making this exact decision. And again, I do expect, like I've already mentioned once or twice, but I do expect that Denny Hamlin is going to receive a waiver. This does end a consecutive race streak that Denny Hamlin had been going for a very long time. Of course, he just reached 700 starts in NASCAR Cup competition a few weeks ago. His 701 career starts at this point. But he'll be back. He'll be very competitive. We, of course, go to Pocono next, which Denny Hamlin is going to be one of the odds-on favorites. He's won there like 5 or 6 times in his career at this particular point. So Denny Hamlin will be a factor once he gets back behind the wheel when we do head to Pocono. But as expected, and I had heard there was likely going to be the thing if it wasn't going to be there. Denny Hamlin, though, will not race this weekend. Hoping to see Denny Hamlin back at the racetrack soon. And Ryan Truex here is getting a really strong chance and a really good opportunity here. We'll see what he can do. We'll see if he can prevail this weekend in Mexico. I think he'll do a solid job behind the wheel at Mexico City. So, that is going to be today's special breaking news report on Denny Hamlin missing the NASCAR Cup Series race in Mexico. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are thoughts about Denny Hamlin missing the NASCAR Cup Series race in Mexico? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Earlier today on the channel, I did my paint scheme video looking at all the paint schemes for this weekend's race in Mexico. Also talk about Alex Bowman being cleared to return to racing this weekend at Mexico City. Also talk a little bit about the race picks as well for the weekend in Mexico City. Tomorrow, we're going to have a news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. Talk more about this. We'll talk about the Alex Bowman news. We'll talk about Cam Waters not running the Cup Series race at Chicago, because that got confirmed earlier this week. We're also going to talk about people like Haley Deegan, SVG, Carlos, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Cletus McFarland, Dodge, Frankie Muniz, Matt DiBenedetto, Carson Quaffle, Connor Zilch, Junior Motorsports, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Preece, all the good stuff, along with other news. We're going to have a silly season update dropping in the next couple weeks as well. We're going to have some other content dropping before the end of the month. Some fun stuff coming out very, very soon that I cannot wait for you guys to check out and get you guys in stores. We got a lot of videos coming out this weekend with Mexico City around the corner. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.